Welcome, everybody. This is our very first information session for Venturecake. Thank you very much for joining us. This session will be recorded for those who cannot attend. You can type in your questions on the right hand of the screen. Please drop in a question and we'll get back to that after the presentation. We've time boxed this session today for 60 minutes in total. We'll use around half of the time for the presentation, then we'll be open for Q&A, and we'll try to address the questions. And if we finish ahead of the time, also good, and we can close the session earlier. My name is Avi. I'm the CEO of Wexelerate. I'm going to walk you through the Venturecake presentation today, and I really hope that we can answer most of your questions at this very early stage of our project. With me today, I will do a quick introduction. My colleagues, Clemens would like to say a couple of words.
Hi, my name is Clemens. I'm part of Accelerate and actually representing the corporate side. So before joining Accelerate, I spent a lot of time in corporate innovation. So I will also contribute to the batch to help the startups get good connections in the corporate world. I hand over to Eva.
Thank you, Clemens. Hi, I'm Eva. I am currently part of Wexelerate and also part of Venturecake as a startup coordinator. And I will be in constant contact with startups. And I will try to have as smooth as we can collaboration between Accelerator and startups. And I will hand over to Philip.
Hi, thank you, Eva. I'm Philip. I'm an investor. I've been in the venture field for the past approximately 10 years. I'm a partner at Venturecake, and I also would like to introduce Omri, who cannot be here today. He is head of strategy and operations at Google. He's going to support us as a mentor and help us with the program generally. Please, Avi, go ahead.
Thank you very much. Awesome. Thank you very much. Clemens, would you help me out with the slides and put on the next one? Thank you very much. So just to give you a framework, as Venturecake is our newest project here to Accelerate, and for those who of you are not familiar with what we do, just a very quick introduction. Accelerate is based on 3 pillars today. On the one hand, we have a very, very nice hub in the center of Vienna, here at the 2nd district. It's in the Praterstraße number 1. It's a design tower for those who did not visit us yet. It's an amazing building, was designed by Jean Nouvel, a star architect. We, as Wexelerate, run around 9,000 square meters of this building over 4 floors. We have around 1,500 square meters of offices, around 40 tenants, around 500 workstations are installed here. It's simply a major hub all around the topic of innovation. Next to this offices business, we also have a major hotspot for events around the topic of innovation, startups, investment, technology, and so on. And this is what we do on a daily basis there. Our second pillar is what we call our ecosystem pillar. And this is where we bring along many players to work with us who not necessarily have an office at Accelerate Hub, but join us on various activities that we do. It's all around startup collaboration, all around inspiration, innovation strategies, mutual collaboration activities, and so on. And this is where we partner with over 50 corporates and in total over 80 members, a very active community of innovators. This is something that we are already doing for many years and one of our strongest pillars. And the third pillar, this is where you guys come into play. This is our accelerator, which we just announced a week ago and going to kick off in Q1 2025. This is a startup-centered offering where we would really like to work with you guys and enable you to become superstars in this arena. So this is Accelerate in a nutshell. Now, We did start as Wexelerate with an accelerator a couple of years back in our early stage in the beginning, already run an accelerator, a very successful one, and we had around over 200 startups already at Wexelerate. Those who are from Central Europe raised around 650 million euro since, and we have a couple of very famous brands among them, Refurbed, mostly I Fiscally, and so on. They all run through a Wexelerate program, and we're very proud of them. Many of them will accompany us also going forward when we introduce this version of the accelerator starting in Q1 2025. Now, let's be more specific. The accelerator that we have announced has multiple pillars, and this is where we bring all our assets and benefits and learnings from the past years to the table. So on the one hand, obviously, we, as introduced already, we have a co-working space, and we're really proud to offer you space here too. So we will offer you desks here to Accelerate. You can join our facility. We have plenty of areas to co-work, to meet, meeting areas, event areas, small meeting areas for 2 or 3 people, telephone booths, and so on. It's a very modern environment. We will definitely feel comfortable joining us at Wexelerate. When we talk about visibility, it's all about communication values. And we as Wexelerate are a very loud company in the market. We tell our story, we tell the stories of our startups, of our corporates when it comes to expanding what they do and how they provide value. So we'll make use of our very good channels to introduce your idea, to give you the stage, to explain what you do, and to bring you on stage in various events that we do. We'll get to perks in a minute. Let me touch on mentoring first. As explained, we had already our accelerator in the earlier years, and what we did when we announced the accelerator is we picked up the phone and called all the glorious founders that worked with us in the past. And they all said, yes, please, I'll really like to support. So we build up a mentoring network of partners, of founders with street credibility that are going to support you on your day-to-day struggle, going to guide you with their experience and help out wherever they can. So our mentors network is based solely on founders and those founders who have made some experiences and are really keen to share them with you. Let's talk about the ecosystem access, basically one of the biggest assets that we can offer. As mentioned, we have over 40 big corporates who join forces here with us at Wexelerate, and they all are really looking forward to hear about your story, to understand what value you can deliver, and if suitable, to also do a proof of concept, a POC with you, and perhaps go into a mutual successful long-term relationship. So this access to big corporates is one of the main values that you can have here. This is key success component in achieving a product market fit, in getting feedback from the real market, in understanding if you are on the right track. This is something which we bring along. It's a major asset that you'll be happy to utilize in your favor. And let's talk shortly about the perks. There's a slide for that too, but let me promise you that we build up a perk pipeline that you can use, from credits of software to funding to prizes, something that will build up around this program to support your growth. Now, that said, I'd like to hand over to my friend Philip. And Philip, perhaps you could explain more around the Venturecake model that we introduced with this accelerator. Philip.
Thank you very much, Avi. So, additionally to the versatile program that we're offering, there is one core, let's say, architecture or method that we build, or we want to build our Venturecake culture upon. And basically, we want to let every founder participate in the success of every Venturecake participant. So to draw a picture, our slogan is add a layer, take a slice. Yeah. So basically each and every founder will add a sweet layer of their startup's equity on our venture cake, layer on top of layer, and get a nice, delicious, diversified slice of venture cake batch phantom shares in return. We do that because we believe in collaboration and we wanted to create an incentive structure in order to motivate everybody to collaborate with each other and to create a cool community that works with each other and that represents the culture that we want to create at Venturecake. Could you change the slide, please? Thank you. So, on top of what Avi already said about our mentorship initiative, I want to dive a little into that. So we have basically three different kinds of mentors. We have the lighthouse mentors, who are basically founders who created amazing companies because they raised a lot of money, they build amazing products, they have a great story to tell. So they will share their story with us and with you, with the VentureCake participants, and give some insights about their journey, about what went right, what went wrong, some peeks behind the curtain of the glamour, let's put it like this. Then we have the topic mentors, who are specialists in various specific topics and areas and fields of interest. For example, maybe you have an AI startup, you know everything about the tech, but you haven't thought about the ethical aspect of it. So we can connect you with an ethics professor, an AI ethics professor who can give you a deep dive in that area. And we have specific topic mentors and in various different areas that are basically meant to be approached for very specific topics and very specific questions. Then we have the success mentors, who are basically the people who are going to guide you through the whole program and make sure you get the best out of it. You have the best progress. They will make sure that you get whatever you need, talk with you. You will have the most touch points with them, and they will basically navigate you through the VentureCake program. The mic goes back to Avi. Thank you. Wait, sorry, Mike is still with me. So here we have some statements from Wexelerate alumni, founders that have worked with Wexelerate and that are sharing how great it was and what the Wexelerate Accelerator did with them and how it helped them to grow. Next slide, please. And those are some of the founders that are working together with us, that are part of our mentorship community. So we have founders from huge companies like N26 or Ntop. We have founders that had a quick exit within a couple, only like 2 years, 1 or 2 years, like Bond Republic. So we have a bunch of different kinds of founders that are able to talk about their very different journeys and share their experiences with our VentureCake participants. And now the mic goes back to Avi. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, we talked about the co-working situation before. Now, we are obviously aware that in a world where hybrid work, remote work is the way to go to, you can obviously choose if you want to be here or not. Should you choose to be here, we will feel very honored and we'll dedicate an area for you and your team. Should you decide to stay remote or hybrid, we can accommodate that as well. So this is not a necessity for you to be here during the time. However, we'll have key touch points. We will need your physical presence with us. Should you decide to work with us here at Wexelerate, you'll get definitely at least 2 workstations for you, your co-founder, and your team. We have a free desk zone. We have a shared amenities, obviously meeting facilities where you can meet up with with your prospects, with your colleagues, and with other relevant partners. So please use our hub for your needs as you see fit. Thank you very much, Clemens, for the next slide. Thank you. We talked about our ecosystem already before, and it's really key for us that you understand that this is your chance to align your product with real market needs. So look up for those conversations. We'll facilitate them for you. We'll help you out to pick and choose the right partners for your solution. Those people will dedicate from their time to help you out to make the best of your product and align it with real market needs. They'll guide you. They'll be your sounding board. This is something that is highly valuable, and we have those accesses which bring to the table when it comes to building up your success in your journey. So on the one hand, we have our corporates, which is really key. Then we have also, thank you, Clemens, for the next slide, also our investors network. Now, some of you are familiar with those names. If not, the Speed Invest is one of the major investors in Central Europe when it comes to pre-seed and seed, with over 350 portfolio companies, I think 1.5 billion euro in assets, and many other partners that are here truly trying to make the best of this accelerator program and trying to invest in you. We'll bring you together with them. They'll help you understand what they're looking for and how to talk to them. They'll help you understand how to build up a business case that is relevant for VCs to invest. This is part of, and a key element of our program is to make you investment ready and bring you the best minds in that field to support it. Needless to say, Austria has a very active public governmental scene, which is very helpful for startups. We have plenty of grants, of public support, and we'll bring you with the right people. If it's all around grants, if it's about building a company in Austria, it's about hiring, recruiting, taking an office or whatsoever, those people are really keen to support you in your journey and bring you the best of the knowledge and support your growth. We talked about visibility already. This is something that you cannot underestimate. We live in very noisy times, right? Making a point, making a story is key to your success. We are truly here to support you doing so. We'll bring you not only in front of the right people in one-to-one events, but also on stage in our various events that we do here to Accelerate. We have over 100 events per year. Now, not every single event is relevant for you, but we'll pick and choose together those who are relevant. We'll bring you to the event, and we'll make your story hearable for all the relevant audience. We have also very, very loud channels. If you don't follow us yet, please follow us on the various social media, LinkedIn and Instagram. Obviously, we have a homepage too. You'll find there how we communicate. We'll make your story part of our communication. So visibility is a key component. If you're not being heard, you just don't exist. We know that. We know how it works. We make it happen for your success. I mentioned perks and funding before, and this is something that is work in progress. So please excuse me if not being too specific here. Every single startup that is part of the program is eligible to be in the Google Cloud for Startups program. This is a major achievement for us. We have the fundings of up to 350,000 euros in funding in cloud credits from Google. It's an amazing story. This is a real big achievement. We'll build up relationship with various other software suppliers, with all the big ones, to support your journey with relevant perks. Also, we're very proud to have raised around 25K in cash that we'll be giving as a cash prize for winning startup of the very first batch. This is a major thing for us, and we're really happy to grant this prize. Again, please give us more time to come up with the right criteria, but we are ready to put this money on the table for the right start. Now, to answer a question that is often asked is, who are we looking for? And in this very first batch, we are looking for those startups who are ambitious to expand across Europe. This is the common motivator that should be on your prior list when you join us at this accelerator. You might be incorporated already in Austria or entering Europe, a CEE startup that is looking into expanding to Western Europe and using Vienna as a gateway. This is all okay. They are all relevant startups for us. Please join us if you feel that this is you. Again, we're looking for a really dedicated founders team. So not it's my hobby, I do that in my free time and on weekends. We want you to be fully dedicated to your idea, to your startups. Please have an MVP, a POC, a first client, or similar that we consider this is acceleration and we actually have an idea that has proven to be okay and you believe the market relevance is out there. We'll help you to get to the next step. And also important, we usually look for startups that have no investment yet, where the cap table is clean. Needless to say, money from friends, family, and fools is totally okay. However, if you have already a big investor in your startup, it's usually will be harder for you to be relevant for this program. But please try. So those are the criteria that we would really like to see in our startups when you apply. Now let's talk shortly about the timeline. The call for applications is basically open. Please apply now, as soon as you can. The latest in February, you'll get our confirmation that you are part of the program. We'll try to make that as soon as possible to give you more time to align to the program. So the latest on February, you'll get a green light if you are a part of our first batch. The program itself will kick off in March, probably early March. We'll get to the exact date in a minute. In May, there is a major event in Vienna. It's called the Vienna Up. It's basically the biggest startup festival in Central Europe. We want you to be part of that. Please mark that in your calendar already today. In May 2025, we'll do an event for our batch startups within the bigger frame of the Vienna Up. And our program will end in September 2020. Demo Day. This is where we'll invite all relevant investors to see your progress to make the next investment in your startup. Now let's be a little bit more specific. We are looking to start with the batch kickoff on the 5th of March. This is where the onboarding will take place. This is where the mentor matchmaking will take place. This is where you get to know all the other relevant startups in your batch, your co-mates for the next 6 months, and perhaps way longer for a lifetime if all goes right. Really important for us that we match you during the kickoff date with the relevant mentors. Philip talked about that a couple of minutes ago. We would really like to match you with those who will bring you the most. And this is something that we also need you on site here in Vienna for at least a couple of days. I mentioned before, the Vienna Up is a major event that we would like to leverage. There will be a pitch event for the very first batch of Venturecake. Please be there. We'll have a progress review. We'll have test pitches. We'll coach you. We'll help you to perform and be the superstar of that evening. This is going to be in May 2025. And the end of the program, we'll be looking at a demo day. This is where the investors come along. This is where we actually want to see the progress you have been doing for the past 6 months. We'll support you doing that too with a lot of coaching. And the 3rd of September is going to be the demo day of batch number 1. This is where the official program will end. However, your journey will continue because as an alumni of the very first batch, you'll be part of our second batch too. And we're really looking forward to a long relationship with all of you in our Venturecake future. Now, this program will be also supported by remote or on-site sessions for knowledge exchange and mentoring sessions and visibility actions and so on and so forth. So you'll be quite busy with us over these 6 months. We'll adjust and support your needs, and we'll be there to support you in person or remotely, exactly, and to achieve the next step. That was about it, and I think this is just spot on. It's 5:30. I think we've landed here a perfect timing, and I'll be really open now to hear your questions, and please send them in the chat. Clemens, would you help me out on moderating them?
Yes, we actually have the first question from Vero. Hi, Vero. he or she is asking, what are the chances to get into the program? So who wants to respond to this one?
Philip, what would you try?
Well, it's really hard to put a number on that. We are looking for quality startups. So we don't necessarily have, I mean, we're planning to have 15 startups per batch, but the most important criteria is that the startups that are actually that we choose are, that they match a specific quality standard, and that's the most important criteria. So if you have a great startup that fits to us, the chances are extremely high to become part of Venturecake. If it doesn't fit, well, try for the next batch, maybe. But it's not possible to put it like in a percentage chance number. Just has to be a good fit in terms of quality and in terms of culture.
I think what an important number is that we will be looking to have something around 15 startups to join the batch, right? But we will definitely look rather for quality than for quantity. And if it's just a handful, 7, 8, 9 startups, also okay. We definitely will try to get the best ones to join us on that journey. And as Philip said, if you're not accepted, it doesn't mean that you're bad. It just means that it's just not the right spot or the right maturity. Please pick up our feedback on why not, and we'll take it from there. And perhaps it's going to be a batch two that's going to be, going to make you the superstar. Clemens.
Perfect. Next question is from Ranil. The question is if we have any sector which we prefer or actually are not interested in, and if participating in Future Forward, the startup is an indication that we are interested in the sector. So who wants to respond on the sector question?
Clemens, would you like to take that?
Myself? Okay, so as indicated by Avi, the idea is that we have a very broad approach. So we do not exclude any industry. So we really open the call to all industries. Obviously, I think we wouldn't earn a lot of credibility when we talk about, let's say, deep tech, biotech, research loaded business models, right? We do not have the expertise there. There are better players out there. But in principle, we serve all industries, which is also reflected when you look at our corporates. You see the top players in the corporate field there. So we can connect there and provide a relevant set there.
Okay, nice. Clemens, other questions?
So far, so good. I don't see any other questions for the moment. Mero is already motivated. He will talk to his co-founders or her and will apply. So last call, any other questions? I think we're set.
Amazing.
For closing the round.
I think I would like to thank everybody, first of all, for joining us here. Good question.
Question, does no investors also mean no public grants?
I don't really understand the questions.
So because we stated we only take startups with a clean cap table. And do we take startups which have already received a grant?
Yeah, I think we need still to evaluate what it means. In principle, we have a very clear strategy on what it means to us, and what our investment will be, which is a big investment, and what we expect from the cap table. Please apply, and we will, in the very first batch, I think we can still learn a lot, and we'll simply need to decide what it means and if that's okay. I think no one answer will fit all questions, so I would encourage you to apply, and we'll take it from there.
Okay, we got. Thank you very much. I think one very relevant question I think we did not address yet. How much slice do you need to add as a founder? I mean, what's the equity?
Philip, would you take?
It's you add 4% and you get 4%. So basically, you add 4% of your startup's equity, and you get 4% of the Venturecake batch equity in return. That's basically the formula.
Perfect. And maybe this also answers a little bit the question if grants are okay or not. We say we want a clean cap table because we assume when you have investors on board, your valuation is a bit high already. So maybe there's not a fit, right? So It could be easy with grants, but as Avi mentioned, we will look into this. Don't hesitate to apply and go for it. Okay, I think we have all the questions.
I would suggest just reaching out to us if your question was not heard, or you come up with an interesting question right after. Just don't hesitate to contact us. Clemens, you're probably going to show how to get in contact with us now.
Exactly. This will be one at the end, the call to action, of course. But a simple hint is use the first name which you see in the stream. Just add at venturecake.eu and you will be able to complain, apply, suggest, whatever you want directly to us. Avi, please, short wrap-up summary before we end the call.
So our accelerator is based on strong partnerships, and this is where you can literally gain from our big network. And it starts with universities. It continues with strong ties to plenty of the most important corporates in Austria and Central Europe. Our amazing contacts with the investors. They will be here to hear you. They will be here to guide you, to make you investment ready. Our public ties that will support you getting the grants, getting your feet on the ground in Austria, making your first hire in Austria. Make use of those partnerships. This is what makes us strong and what will help you grow. And in summary, this is the very first accelerator, which is a co-owned one. We have been looking around for a long time. When we reshaped our model, we believe in the strength of community and in the strength of helping each other. This is part of our DNA. And if you are like-minded, please join us. This is the right place for you. Again, I mentioned before, this is literally our biggest asset, our unmatched access to the Austrian ecosystem, if it's corporates, universities, investors, etc. This is what will make you strong, because only as a group you can win. You'll need this access to make your ID heard, to make the right connections. And also our experienced and founder-baked mentoring program. You'll be in contact with people who have run through similar problems, who have made their experiences, happy to share it with you and guide you through the hurdles and make you a successful founder. And this is, in a nutshell, our Venturecake. And thank you, Clemens, for displaying our QR code. This is where you get to venturecake.eu. You will find all the contact there. You will also find the timeline and how to apply. As I said, the call is already open. Please apply as soon as you can. We can review, consider, send our questions back if we have any, and inform you ASAP of the next step. Feel free to reach out, and we hope to see you as part of our program. Thank you very much for joining us. I'll conclude this session, and thank you for your time, and I hope to see you soon. Clemens, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.